everyone, welcome to Australian Book Travels and to Monday the 21st of October, I think it is. I have lost track of time because we have been away and we are away at the moment. We are in as you can tell, I'm in a completely different location, in a completely different area of Victoria. We are away at the moment travelling in the northeast of Victoria for Australian Book Travels, for the travel videos on a Saturday. And of course it has come now to Monday and I have to have a book recommendation video for you. So just a little bit of background, we are staying in a town called Chiltern in a lovely pet-friendly accommodation. Now we did travel to Chiltern in around about March this year, I think it was. March or April? I think it was March. And we stayed in pet-friendly accommodation called WARK or WARK Cottage, which is just a little further down the road. It is actually owned by the same people who own this little cottage. It is an historic pet-friendly accommodation. But yeah, we actually came here not only to video for the channel or to film for the channel, but we came here with some locals. Last time we were here, they invited us to come and see their play. An amateur theatre group that they have here in Chiltern they wrote and they have performed a play which we saw last night. I will be uploading not the play but just little cuts of film for you when we went into the theatre and just a little bit more on Chiltern. But yes, so we are here, we're staying, we leave in another couple of days, and we have been filming more in the northeast of Victoria for you. And yes, what I will do, the WARK Cottage, I will put the details of that cottage, if you haven't already seen the video, I will put the details of the cottage or a link to the video in the description box below. And also the video I did, I took for Chiltern itself. I'm hoping to put it as a link in the description box below. So yes, we're here and I thought I would take the opportunity to video outside. It is a beautiful day. It has been raining since we got here, but it is a beautiful day today. So I thought I would take the opportunity to sit in the corner of the outdoor courtyard and film our book recommendations for today. So I hope you like it and I hope you can hear me and I hope it's not too windy and blowing my hair everywhere. I apologise. Now, you may also be able to hear some crashing and banging from properties in the area, and you may hear some traffic and you may hear the birds. But that's all part of it, I'm afraid. I'm not going to pretend that it's all quiet and well, it is quiet, but I'm not going to pretend what it isn't. So here we are. I will not stop the camera if there's any noise, but I may just stop talking until the noise disappears. Oh, that's our dogs barking. Okay, let's see how we go. We have three, because we are in Victoria filming for you, and we're spending quite a bit of time here at the moment. You will be able to see the videos over the next few weeks, actually over the next coming few months really. I decided I could only bring away so many books with me, and I really thought that we should concentrate on Australian authors. So here we go. Oh, I have to put my spectacles on. I'm so sorry, everyone. I do have my sunglasses on my head, and I do apologise, that's rude, but I may have to use them because it's quite bright. Even though I'm sitting in the shade, I'm actually not looking into the sun, but the sun is reflecting off the cottage, and it's giving me the squinties. Anyway, let's see how this works. Okay. Some of you may know this author. We haven't spoken about her before. This is Queenslander Melissa Ashley. This is her 2023 published book, The Naturalist of Amsterdam. Now, Melissa has written 3 books in this style. These are historical fiction. And the first one was The Birdsman's Wife, and the second one was The Bee and the Orange Tree. Now, they're all hardcovers, they're all historical fiction, and they're all absolutely beautiful. Now, I must show you before we go on, I must show you the end papers. Absolutely beautiful. I hope you can see that. And the cover of the book is beautiful too. So that's the end papers there, and at the back also. These are quality books, quality hardcovers, really beautiful. These are by a firm press, published by a firm press, and this one was 2023. I think The Birdman's Wife was 2016. I am going from memory here, so I apologise if I get this wrong, but I think it was around about 2016, and The Bee and the Orange Tree was maybe 2019. So yes, this is her latest. Now, this, I'm just looking, it's absolutely beautiful. It has the butterfly on the back and of course the butterfly on the front, which I think is beautiful. This is really, oh, look at her books they really read like a biography. They're so detailed and, well, they're beautiful actually, but they're detailed and, yeah, you could almost believe that it's a biography. But look, this is about Dorothea, is our main protagonist. Her mother is really interested in the flora and insect world, but particularly of Suriname. And we have Dorothea following her mother, or going with her mother, to Suriname to view the flora and the insects in that country. Now, along the way, we have a something that may take our protagonist away from her mother, or takes her possibly into her own happiness, into her own life. This is beautiful. As I say, they're always detailed. Melissa's books are always detailed and they read almost like a biography. They're absolutely beautiful. Yeah, look, I recommend this. If you don't have to, they're not a series, the 3 books, The Birdsman's Wife, The Bee and the Orange Tree, and The Naturalist of Amsterdam. You can read any of them at any time, but all 3 of them are beautiful. The covers are they're all in different covers or colours. The Birdman's Wife, a little bit difficult to say, The Birdman's Wife was in a beautiful sky blue or light sky blue cover. The Bee and the Orange Tree was in a lovely green, sort of a darker green, and this is orange. They look beautiful on the shelf, but Melissa's writing is, well, it's just brilliant. It's absolutely beautiful. That's all I can say. I don't want to tell you too much about the stories, of course, but I do recommend. Now, Melissa is from Queensland, as I think I said, and yeah, she just writes extremely well. It's extremely well written. All right, that's it. That's all I'm going to say about this because, yeah, they're just beautifully written. I don't want to tell you the story. There's detail and it's just beautiful. That's Melissa Ashley. We're hoping for more from Melissa because she writes some beautiful stories. And we will, I was only able to bring this with me on our travels here. I couldn't bring too many books, but when we are back home and over the coming weeks, we will discuss the other 2 books that Melissa has. She's also written a book of poetry. Now, what was it called? Actually, it might have it in here. Let's have a look. let's have a look. The Hospital for Dolls. That is the collection of poetry that Melissa has. And she teaches workshops in educational private settings. It says here. I'm just reading that for you. Although I knew that she does help other people, other writers. Yeah, so she's just a really good writer, and I think you should definitely get onto that. The Naturalist of Amsterdam. Oh, and, sorry everyone, I'm a little distracted today because I'm outside and of course it's a different location and, you know, I'm trying to hear if there's too much background noise for you. I didn't want to have too much background noise for you. Okay, so we have, of course, in the author's notes, we do have some historical content as well. And, yeah, hang on, we'll just get here. 383 pages. And then with the historical notes, probably close to, and acknowledgements, it's probably close to 390 pages. But Melissa does say here, I'll just read this for you, just to give you a bit more background. I don't want to tell you the whole story, but hang on just one moment. Okay, so Maria Merian, who is the mother in this novel, she was an extraordinary woman, a naturalist, artist, entrepreneur, adventurer, and claimed by some scholars as the very first ecologist. Who could not be captivated by the stunning hand-coloured engravings she published of European and Surinamese insects and reptiles and the plants they fed upon? More than 300 years have passed since the debut of Merian's greatest achievement, the metamorphosis of the insects of Suriname. And her vivid designs continue to inspire awe and wonder. Now, as I say, it is historical fiction, but hopefully I can't encourage you any more than what I can. I don't want to give it all away. There's more to this story than just flippantly saying and giving you an outline to the story. There's more to it than that, and as I say, Melissa does give a lot of detail in this, so they're beautiful. Her books are always beautiful, but this one is lovely, and her latest, so I recommend that. Okay, last week we spoke about Tia Cooper, who is another Australian author, female author. This is an old one of Tia's, The Girl in the Painting. Now Tia, I think I said last week, she lives in the Hunter Valley, or near the Hunter Valley. A lot of her books are based in the Hunter Valley or in Maitland in New South Wales. This one begins in, well, first of all, I will give you the details. It's HQ Publishing. Just give me a minute. And this was published in 2020 by HQ, which of course is an imprint for Harlequin Enterprises. And we are, what are we at? Oh, hang on. Acknowledgements and historical notes again. We get historical notes, but the actual novel is 369 pages, and then you're probably looking at about 375 pages, 374, there you go, all up, including the acknowledgements and the historical notes. This begins in 1913 with our protagonist, our female protagonist, Elizabeth Quinn. Always Tia has very strong women, not just the protagonists, the main characters, but a lot of women in the novels are strong. Yeah, not just our main characters. Okay, so Elizabeth, she's from a family. Elizabeth Quinn, she's from a well-to-do family in Maitland, in New South Wales, and she is at a natural museum in New South Wales, or a national gallery. Hang on, that just caught my eye, everyone. It has been a while since I've read this, and I'm right, it is National Gallery. Sorry, it just caught my eye there, and I thought I'd made a mistake, but she's in the National Gallery, and something happens. Something happens, and a story about Elizabeth has to be unravelled to find out what goes on, or what has gone on, in the National Gallery. So it sort of flicks a little bit to a past, or past lives, to the current in 1913. Again, Tia Cooper is wonderful with historical fiction, and with her strong female protagonists. I think, I don't think too much could be said in a negative way about Tia. I think you all know I really enjoy Tia's writing. I think she's a talented writer and very underrated. I know she's award-winning and she has sold a lot of books, but I still feel that Tia is so much better than what she's given credit for even now. I think she's a brilliant writer, and emotional, atmospheric. As I say, what I really love about her is she writes in Australia, about Australia. She's an Australian author, Australian places and locations. It's absolutely, she really is one of my favourite writers. And the writing is always beautiful. She does a really lovely job. So this is the girl in the painting. And of course, last week I think I said to you, she has quite a few others, you know, the woman in the green dress, and what else has she written? What else has she written, everyone? I'm very distracted today. I'm really sorry. The Naturalist's Daughter, The Horse Thief, The Cedar Cutter, and there's a few others after this. What are they? The Fossil Hunter, The Butterfly Collector. They're all really good books. I love them. I recommend Tia Cooper. So that's the second one. Now, someone I haven't mentioned before. Sorry, everyone. I'm really distracted today. I have a little itchy nose and I've got things going on in the wind, and I'm hoping you can hear me. And anyway, this is, you may or may not have heard of this writer. I'm hoping you have, because I think she's really a lovely writer. And yeah, let's go on, and then I'll continue on with what I think of Victoria Perman. She is an Australian. This is the Women's Pages. Now, Victoria Perman wrote the last of the Bonegilla Girls. She wrote, what else did she write? The Land Girls. She wrote The Land Girls. What else did she write, everyone? I'm just trying to think. They're probably two of her most well-known, including this one, Women's Pages. There was another, I think there's another one that I really... The Three Miss Allens. That's the other one of hers. So if you haven't read this one, you may have read one of her other books. Now, this is published by HQ Fiction, which is an imprint of Harlequin Enterprises. It was written in 2020 and is, let me just see, without the acknowledgements and the author's notes, it is 394 pages. So a decent read. In fact, they're all decent reads. Now, what we have here is, this is just after World War II in Sydney, so 1945. In fact, I think we begin on the very day that victory is declared. We have our protagonist, Tilly, who has been working, of course, as many women did during the war. She's been working in a man's job, absolutely loved it. But now the men are returning from the war, and our Tilly is relegated to a paper and is really required to write about women's issues of the day. It doesn't excite her because she has been in these very strong and hard-working positions, what was traditionally a man's... Oh, I beg your pardon, I've just knocked the camera. Traditionally a man's position, and Tilly, when the men return, she's sort of what she feels is relegated to, you know, just discussing the latest fashion and what's happening with women. There's a lot more that happens with this because Tilly is married, her husband returns from war. It's not all roses and tea and cake. So although it is a comfy novel, and it gives you an insight into Australia just at the end of the war in 1945, it's comfy, cosy. There's nothing too drastic that goes on in this novel, but it does give you that insight. I think that was just a car went past. It gives you an insight into how women were treated and also how women felt. Some were happy to return to the role of housewife or relegated to jobs that they had before the war, but our protagonist isn't, and she has a lot to figure out. I thoroughly enjoyed this. There was nothing too disastrous about it in terms of nothing, you know, there's no murder or anything like that. It's not a murder mystery, but it is. It's. I think Victoria does also. She tends to have strong female protagonists in her book, also, in her books. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. So that is the Women's Pages, Victoria Perman. And Victoria, I think she hails from, or is now from, lives in South Australia. Tia, of course, in New South Wales, and Melissa Ashley in Queensland. So we have quite a selection across Australia this week. All female women writers, all Australian stories, and really good, strong stories. They're all strong stories. I thoroughly... Both of these two are from HQ, Harlequin Quinn, and the hardcover is published by a firm press. I love them. I do recommend, if you haven't heard of any of them, I would suggest strongly that you do. Of course, we did discuss Tia Cooper last week. You know I love her to bits. I think her writing's brilliant. Victoria Perman, comfy, cosy, love her. And Melissa Ashley it's a very intelligent read, strong, good story. They read like a proper biography. They really do. They're lovely. Her books are fantastic. So that's her. That's those three for this week. I apologise for being distracted. It's a different location, and I'm hoping that the sound and the lighting is okay for you. But we just have to go with what we go with. So, yes, okay, so that's it for this week. I will be announcing later in the week. Today's Monday, so I may upload a video perhaps on Friday for the winners of the book competition. And then, of course, we have our first anniversary or our first birthday celebrations on the 6th of November. And then, of course, yes, this Saturday we will be beginning our travels across northeast Victoria and into New South Wales. Probably, I would think, over the next 2 months, we will have a number of places for you to see on a Saturday in the travel videos. So I hope you enjoy. I'm probably a little tired too, if I'm honest. We have been doing 12-hour days filming, 10 to 12-hour days with all the travel, and then I've been coming back to the cottage and editing some of the footage, not all of it. And I work on a laptop, so the laptop doesn't hold all of the footage. So then what I have to do is upload from the camera to the laptop, and then I have to then move it across to a hard drive and then delete footage off the laptop so that then the next day I can upload more onto their laptop. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but we've had long days, and then of course we went to the play last night, which was fantastic, and I will discuss that a little bit more in another video. But yeah, I apologise. I'm very tired today and quite distracted. But that's going to happen. That's life, isn't it? Okay, well, I hope you're all well and enjoying the weather wherever you are. Even when it was pouring with rain yesterday and the day before, but it was still enjoyable. And I was filming in the rain as well, which was interesting. But I enjoy the weather. It doesn't matter what it is. You make the best of what happens on the day, don't you, really? And especially with the travel videos, I think it's important that it's not always sunshine. Although I think to date all of our videos have been in sunshine. In Central Victoria we are really desperate for rain. Anyway, I go on, I digress, I chatter, so I think I'll go. I think the 3 books there, I hope you enjoy them. If you have read them, let me know what you think. If you haven't read them, I would suggest you do. They are all 3 very strong books, really well written, and Australian. What more can we ask for, really? Okay, that's it, everyone. Until the next travel video or our book recommendation video, I will see you then. Take care, happy reading, safe travels. Bye for now.